So continuing where I left off, we were working on the workshop. Now, I quite like the floor, and I do like the stone as it is because it makes it fairly dark. And I mean, this is the daytime, and this room looks nothing like it was when it's at night. Now, I could use the workshop walls here. The only problem with that, if I show you here, that the workshop walls look a little too fancy for my liking. You see what I mean? They're all very... They look more like office walls, you know? If I was going to have an office, it would look, you know, it'd have this. So I don't think this really fits this room. So I think what I'm going to go with is we went with the ebonite stone in the next room. Or was it the royal? Hang on, let me have a look. I'll soon be able to tell. Yeah, that was the royal exterior. I'm thinking maybe I just go with like plain stone walls here. Yeah. Give it that kind of like workshop vibe. Get rid of these wooden walls. I mean, I could have one down just for like that little workbench looking thing, but still not a fan of it. So I think I'll go in with this. Just to give a bit of variety as well, because I mean, you've seen how much red, black and gold I've used. I would like to split it up just a little bit. Okay, so that's everything now. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, get out of here. And we're probably gonna use... See, it gets tricky here because I guess I'm using a regular door. I was gonna use the royal gate, but this isn't a fancy place, so we had this in here. Is that deer trapped in here? Where did it go? Pine cones. We need a little bit more in here. What could we do? I wonder if I could split these up enough that I could do a divider wall. I don't think so. Okay, because it's not set. It's not. The walls can only go on a grid, so that ain't gonna work. That looks nice enough anyway. We've got the grinders, we've got these, we've got the workbenches. I think I'm going to go ahead and add in a few chairs. Just something basic. Blocked by workbench. Oh. That's unfortunate. So I can't actually get this in too close because it's blocked. If I put it out here, it just looks a little odd. So maybe I'll just have a couple of chairs there. You know, that someone can pull up and use. Maybe one there. And we're going to put in some... See, I can add small stashes. And I could add these big ones like over there. But I think this looks good. You just put these chests like dotted around. Fill up the space a little bit. Too bad I can't fit one in there. I could put one at the end there, but we already have this. How did that deer die? I wonder if it's because I locked it in the room and it just like suffered something. Wait, can I move that back? I could. Why I didn't in the first place, I don't know. I think I'll go ahead and add some bear rugs on the floor. Oh, it's the blood moon. Everything gets a little red. Just a whittle red. There, I like that. Just a bit of detail. We've got this middle of the floor. I could add some more bear rugs, dot them around, but I feel that would be a little weird. Any carpets I can use? But this black one. No, it's too fancy. Too fancy. But we still have this room in the middle that I've got to figure out. We also need lighting, so... Did I have these hanging? Yes, No, I had torches in here. See, I could do it this way for this room. Will this clip? Yes, it will. Plus, I already have a chair here. It gives it a little bit of light. Do we want these standing lights in the middle? There's no room for it. So what are we going to put in the middle? We've got this big open space. Something's got to go here. Oh, I could add a pillar. Let's try it. Kind of like a support in the middle, but it just looks a little off, doesn't it? So let's see what we have to utilize here. We could add in some windows to this place. No reason it shouldn't have windows. I just don't know where I'd want them. Plus, I actually kind of like the idea of this just being like closed off, kind of miserable setting that the servants are going to use in here. And we still have things like the leather working, the tannery. I feel like this would fit in here a little bit. Even though it's meant for a tailor room, I just feel like this could fit. It just looks like it would go in here. So what if I move these chairs over? Yeah, I think that looks good. I know it's not meant to go in a workshop, but it just kind of fits. Then we still have this middle space that I'm still trying to figure out. Unfortunately, the bookcases look a little too nice for in here. I could add some more of these. Maybe make it back to front. That's too many. So I just make them a bit random looking, and then we go and add some more of the bear rug. It's a shame you can't overlap this. I think I could do a better job if I just spread it out a bit more. Oh, and then maybe add like a modest brazier here. Line it up. That's not too bad. This might have looked better with the regular chests, to be honest. You know, we can always add another chest. Storage. One of these over here. Who's shooting? Are they hunting in my garden? Anyway, this is kind of what I'm going for. It doesn't look too bad. A little dark over here, but I'm fine with that. It's just meant to be a workshop, and then we've got our forge in here. The only thing I'm not 100% sure on about this forge is this brazier being right here, because you open the door and it's in front of you, but for now I think it's fine. I think that's absolutely okay, and I think this looks pretty cool. Okay, so we're over here now. How am I doing on fundamentals? So we want to put a stone stairs here. And we also have the stone stairs going down here. Go deal with these pesky hunters. I just go with my claws. Oh, I can. Yep. That took care of him. So, the question is, do I build a little corridor to here to connect all of this up and put it under cover, or do we just leave it open? That is the question. Now, one thing that comes to my mind that I could do is to add the castle doorways and just make a bunch of arches. I don't know if that's going to be just too messy though. I need to go see how many squares I have left. 159 out of 250, so I've got just under, well, I've got 91 left, which isn't too bad. And I've got all this space to fill in, or to utilize. Now I'm going to revisit this area here because it's got its issues. There's no door to get out here, which is something I need. I need a smarter way of doing this. So I'm wondering, do I get rid of all of this? I could just add in the door. It does lose its roof if I take that out. Okay. I mean, just leaving it open is kind of cool, but I've got to figure this out. Anyway, this just lets me get around easier. Now this becomes a little bit trickier because it's all open. And I'm debating if I just room it off. Now, there's enough of a square here that I could do... Have a look. It's not going to be the most ideal room. I already took up all this. No matter what, I need somewhere to put my castle heart. It opens up back here. And this would give me room to do something. I'm not sure what though. So let's have a look at the rooms I do want to make. I could make a tailoring area. Don't necessarily need one, but I could make one. Alternatively, I could put the tailoring stuff into the workshop. My thing is that the tailoring stuff looks a bit grander than the workbenches. So maybe a separate area for that. But what I would like to do is an alchemy table of sorts. An alchemy room. An office. And we'd have the devourer chest in there and all sorts. And then you've got like this. And what I kind of want to do is have cells attached onto the... have the dungeon attached onto the alchemy room for experiments. Is essentially what I'm thinking. Now I would say it's a little far away, but if I keep this kind of corridor, it makes sense that it's still connected to the main castle without being broken up by having to walk, you know, so I could bring this out here. But again, my issue is it's not necessarily a good area, you know. It's going to be like, you know, it's not good. The only thing I could really do here is maybe put up a fence along the front, treat it as a bit of a garden instead, and then we do a building over here, which could work. In fact, why don't we look at doing that? So we've got the noble fencing, which I don't really want to use. I want to use this nocturne stuff. The way I see it, the nocturne... Oh, I do like that. That there, that looks cool. But the nocturne gate looks way fancier. So I'm going to have that out front. But then this can be like the interior. This is what I use for the balcony behind. So... if we were to do that, we would only need... I would need these corner pieces. Okay. Fortunately, these trees are in the way, so they've got to go. Unless I just didn't bother with the fence and just left the trees there and just do a path snaking through. That is also a possibility. One that I may revisit and do. So I feel that looks just a bit weird. It just doesn't look natural. And the problem is trying to do a path. I mean, maybe if I did the big one. It would look a little less weird than, let's say, me doing, you know, the cobblestone. Don't know. I really don't know. Ooh. Where would the building start? The building could be... like if I had it here, could... let's see what I can claim here. Because this is where it gets fairly big. So I could push it back and I could split this up into a couple of rooms. Keeping in mind, I do want to have cells. So if I was going to do the study here, I could go all the way up to here. At the same time, I quite like having these trees. But once the building's up, the walls are there, you won't see them. So probably doesn't really matter. Although if I take too many down, the balcony's going to look a little odd. We've got this little bit there. And then we can go this way. A little bit. Until we lose the shape, essentially. So we could do the room here and split it up into a couple of different ones. Let me try with the path. So if I do the path here, make sure I'm centered. I guess that's not too bad. That's not too bad, and I could always remove this. Wait, how do I... Why is this blocked? Is it the stairs? Am I in the way? Wait, ahead. Okay, let's okay, there we go. There we go. So I still don't know if I want this as a corridor or if I want it as a kind of like a fenced in thing. Because I could do a fence all along here. Which one looks better? Do it all the way along, and then I could even... Now I said it looked weird before, but we could do that. Keeps out any creatures. That's a possibility. That is a possibility. Okay, so we get to this room and it was a case of, did I want to take this over or do we have the door here? I could always have it run up here and then enter in like at a center point. Not entirely sure yet. But I probably should make a decision on this place. I just like the stone. I like the... Maybe there's too many windows here, that's the issue. Maybe this would look better with the other fencing. Only one way to find out. That does stand out a little bit more, and it would probably look better along here. Could I do a fence? Oh, I could. I can always rebuild this. Oh, so the carpet does go into here. So now I'm like, that would have been cool if it continued all the way out here. and had it going all the way to his study, because his study is, you know. I think what we'll do, we'll cap this there. And then we're going to get rid of all of this. I think it's the curtains that are blocking stuff. Or it's the windows themselves. See, it doesn't give the nicest terrain here, which is not really a problem, but you know. Now, I could have cut this off sooner and have it connect there, but I feel like this is okay. I do like that. So I could do this just to make this a bit nicer than having the path. Although if I were to make this as it is by default, and I do a path across here, I could then potentially put standing lights or something kind of lining this. No, I don't like that. I actually think the big ones look better. But do I want the big tiles or the smaller ones? Since I used the smaller ones elsewhere, now the smaller ones fit better with that, so okay. I know what I'm doing. And we need to get rid of this tree. Okay, and then we'll figure out some other stuff we want to do around here. But I will go ahead and tidy this up. So I could just put the lighting on the corners, but I feel like these just work. Can't fit the... Ooh. The white lights. What about the blue ones? Just something a bit ghostly out here. Green ones are good too, but I think I'm going to lean on green in the alchemy room. Plus it's going to be like, what am I going to do here? And the blue or white. Actually, you can't see much of the detail on the white flame compared to the blue. And the blue makes it colder out here, which I kind of like. So we're going to do some blue. We're going to put it where the fences meet. It does make it a little bit narrow in here, but I can live with that. Yeah, I could put this on the stairs now. I like that. It may feel like a bit too much, but that's fine. Damn, I really wonder if I should do... One, if I should get rid of the fences over here. Hang on. Castle... I like these, I like the bars there more, but I think I'm gonna replace them. Let's just see how it looks with the blue lighting now. Just because I like the gate of this more. Yeah, I still think that looks fine. Okay. So what I can do then is have the green lights dotted around here. And then we're going to let the trees grow back where we can. Oh, it's got to be within the course, of course. So I have to decide how I want to do this room. Now this is a big space and I've still got to find a place for this heart to go. Now I could put the heart like off to the side over here. somewhere. Could also find somewhere down below to put it. I think the easiest thing to do is for me to start building. Let's get walls down. Find out which trees to get rid of, and so on. Now I don't have to make it super massive, but one thing I could do is build little inlets here if I did take over this and there, and then put something there. Not sure what yet, but I've got an idea in my mind. I'll revisit that when I get to it. Okay, so this is going to be massive. Still got all this stuff to clear. Didn't mean to break the one at the back, but it's done now. That tree might be in the way, clipping through like that. You know what, let me just clear it. Okay. So the question is, do I have the door there? Or do we bring this in by one and have a kind of like a hidden corridor between the rock and the wall that brings us up here? See, if I do it this way, I could have the door centered. Just depends on how much of this I'm going to use. So okay, let's figure this out. We're going to have the Alchemy Room. And not only that, we're going to have a prison. All in one area. So let me just check this out. The Alchemy Room, I don't know how big I want it. Maybe pretty big. We're going to have the prison attached onto it. And then we've got this room over here. Now, this could become a garden. It's also got the steps going in, you know, to the other entrance. So maybe I do some sort of, entryway over here. Or it could be like a back garden exit. Haven't quite decided. Haven't quite decided yet. So for now, let's get some floors down. Do we have prison floors? Crypt flooring, library, prison floors. What do they look like? Oh, I see. Wait, we have two kinds. And what does the alchemy room look like? We've got two. We've got this, which has the things inscribed on the floor, which look pretty cool. And then we've got this green one. As much as I like this with the wording inscribed on the floor, I think we're going to go with the green one, because I want to go with like a green aesthetic in here. We do have the castle heart here. Gonna have to decide what to do with that. I think me clear away all of these trees. That's gonna be the easiest way to go about this. Do I bring it to the wall? Okay, I know what I want to do. I know. So we are going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. Gonna add walls in. Gonna add the door here. And add this here. And I could potentially get rid of these there if I don't go along with what I had in mind, which was to add a bunch of archways down here just to give it like some cover. But I don't know how it's going to look. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. May look a little weird. This is something I can revisit afterwards. So, okay, so my plan in here is this. We're going to put down the prison flooring. And once again, I'm going to have to find a new home for this, the castle heart. Where can I put this? This is starting to become a little bit of a pain because it's like... See, if I made this a garden, keeping all of these ruins and stuff would be pretty cool. I quite like that. In fact, if I was to do that... Could I... Because I would put it in the center. Where that was. Perfect. Okay, we'll come back and finish that up after. So the idea is here. Prison flooring. What's the dual chamber floor look like? That looks really nice. Is it a dwarven look? But I'm gonna go for Alchemy green here. I may center the doorway over here as well, since I can. I think you can see what I'm going for here. The roof on this one as well. No, it is not. Why is there no roof here? Is it because it's missing the door? Oh, because there's no floor. Okay. So prison first. There's a few different ones here, so let's have a look. Oh, I like that. And the archways before I forget. Oh, no, 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 no. Crap. Before I go spam heavy. Okay, so this is all done up now. Production, dominance. So this is the main kind of star of this room. I could push it further into the corner. Of course, with like a little bit of spacing. But maybe I don't want it overwhelming the door like that. So let's just move this all the way over as far as it can. That leaves the door nice and clear, perfect. Okay. Now, I feel like I need something else in here. Now, that in the middle would be kind of cool. But since this is an alchemy thing, I'm gonna put it in the alchemy room somewhere. But something else needs to go in here. I just don't know what. I'm a little stumped. The chest looks a little too fancy. Oh, perfect. No. So we could have put this in the alchemy room, but the blood press looks almost like a torture device. So I think we need to have it in here. Now, I could put it in the center. And I could put them at the back walls as well. Anything else we could put in here? Let's have a look. Storage. I think there would be a few chests because it's like... you know, prisoner belongings, things like that. There's also the blood altar. Ooh. Ooh. The blood altar in the center, maybe? I mean, normally I prefer to walk into a room and be able to keep walking unimpeded without having to go around an object, but the blood altar in the dead center might be cool, but also it might have been cool just off to the side. Ooh. Choices. Because there's not much else for this room, you know what I mean? So maybe we just have it go around. Okay, what about lighting? I kind of like leaving it dingy, be dark and dingy. But at the same time, we could do some fancy lights. I also like these really basic pillar lights. The fire fits the prison the best. But I mean, we could do... I mean, we could just leave it green. Keep it green for this unnatural state. Because this next room is going to be green. What the heck is that? Are you kidding me? This isn't going to go away? Alchemy! Alchemy! Oh, that got rid of it. I mean, we could leave it open like this. It's also a possibility. We just go back in there and tidy up. Yeah, I don't know if the blood altar will remain here, but for now it's fine. Is there any carpet I could use? I want this place to be miserable. I'm thinking, no rugs, but... think that looks better. Okay, and then maybe we'll just put a door in. So I imagine the alchemist, the count, doesn't want to hear the prisoners. They could put a servant lock on, but I figure if I have servants, this is where they would roam, so makes sense. Do I get any alchemy wallpaper? No. That's a bit too clean. Okay, so the wallpaper choices for here aren't great, although we do have this. Panels with decorative. I didn't necessarily want to use the green paneling, but that's not too bad. So it's still going to kind of double as his study. And this allows me to do the green. Okay, am I missing anything? The floor doesn't quite match. This is meant to be alchemy flooring, the green pattern. Are there any other floors that might do the job? The Taylor one has green carpet. I don't really want carpet. Okay, I'm fine with this. So let's see, what do we have from the alcheming department?